2 years ago, my family and I began fully renovating this apartment. At last, I can show you the radical transformation. Coming in through that door over there, we find the kitchen and dining area, this kitchen. Honestly, it was a bit of a headache because the original one was kind of a disaster. It was somewhat improvised. There was a really strange layout, and there were also some walls that made the whole space feel much smaller. So we decided to tear them down and create a more open space. This kitchen has the same style as the whole apartment. We wanted to give it a coastal Japandi style. That's why it combines sandy beige tones with wood. That's great, we love it, of course. The new design we came up with was much more comfortable. We have this much larger work area, and over here we have the fridge and a small built-in pantry. Also, we made a breakfast nook. We could say this counter here, where besides being able to place several decorative items, we have the coffee maker area. It's very convenient, I have to say. We used the same materials as the kitchen so that the whole design would be integrated and look much nicer. Right behind me is the gallery, which I'm not going to show you much of either because there's still a lot to do. It's one of the rooms that's still pending. We've simply placed a piece of wood right on top of the washing machine and a little cabinet that we put in new. We changed the floor some time ago, and we still have a few things left to do, but little by little. If we leave this area of the kitchen, as I was saying, we enter the living dining room with this big table, which has been one of the latest transformations. I made it just this weekend together with my grandmother, and honestly, it turned out beautiful. We love it. We were inspired by another with a coastal style, and this is how it turned out. This is the result. We are very proud, but we're not only proud of this table, we also created this structure. We could also say it's among the country's most coastal areas. It combines the frieze, which is like this, made of wood with a white tone because we applied varnish to let the grain show through. It also has this electric fireplace, which is very practical because it gives us that cozy warmth, and it also looks really beautiful aesthetically. In this area here, there's also one of the latest additions. We found the sofa very beautiful. It's an Italian-style sofa bed. And right here we placed this table that we found, but it looked amazing with the style we wanted to give it. But also from here we can see the little balcony that I'm going to show you. It's also one of the transformations we did last summer. What we did here was to put in this wood effect floor, but it's actually made of polyvinyl chloride and combine it with the grass. That way it would look nicer and we could create one area for relaxing and another for eating. And that way make the perfect match, relaxing and eating. We're going back inside the apartment and let's take a look at the bedrooms. But I have some big news. At the end of the video, we'll be giving away a weekend in this apartment. I'll tell you all the details later. First, let's take a look at this bedroom. But before that, let me explain about the doors, because the doors also gave us quite a bit of work. We ended up painting all the doors in the apartment, although we had completely sanded them beforehand. The idea was to leave them in their natural wood color. But when we sanded them, we saw that there were a lot of little holes from woodworm. So we couldn't leave them like that. We had to fill the little holes and paint them this color. So it's very similar to the color of the kitchen. That said, let's go into the main bedroom, the master bedroom. This bedroom really caught your attention, and not because it was pretty, but because it was red. Pretty much everything. Very claustrophobic besides being old-fashioned. So we decided to modernize it by adding a platform bed, a queen size, with a handmade headboard. And this headboard was very pretty, but it was missing its spark. So I decided to give it this carved wood effect, done by hand or with some stencils, and then paint it white. To add a bit of contrast, we painted the wall sand color and put in 2 nightstands, which are actually shelves, to place a few little things, with some lights, which was also one of the very last things we did. No electrical installation is needed, just stick them to the wall and you can control them from here, with tones that are much more in harmony with the rest of the apartment. Let's not forget that we also painted these built-in closet doors. They used to be the same color as the rest of the doors, a dark brown. We chose to paint them white to match the wall and replace the handles. And now it looks really great. Coming out of this bedroom, we find the smallest bedroom in the whole apartment, which is this one here, and where we put a bed. Nest. What we did was put all the furniture in white so we would have a blank canvas and be able to create whatever design we wanted. We decided to combine it with green tones and beige, and this micro cement effect on the wall, which looks amazing and is done simply with paint. It's very easy to do and looks beautiful. Just a few decorative touches and we already had this bedroom finished. Leaving this area, let's go to the other wing of the apartment. This way, we find the entrance area, the hall. It was small, so after removing several things, we didn't want it too crowded. So we put up wallpaper like this. Japandi effect with these little flowers, which looked really cute, combined with this sand color, which is the same as in the bedroom. And this mirror that we bought at a second-hand store, which had that coastal style that we like so much. A central light so you can see yourself before leaving, and we already had the entryway set up. But let me not forget this front door, which Ivan also transformed, and it turned out super cool. If we keep going this way, we find the bathroom, this bathroom. We might call it the most radical renovation, even though it was done some time ago. It's not one of the latest transformations. It was quite a project because we had to remove absolutely everything and put it all back again. We did the plumbing, we did the electrical installation, we put insulation panels all over the bathroom, micro cement on some of the walls and on others. We also put tiles inside the shower and on the front, so it's easier to clean. Those areas get dirty most often. We aim to give this bathroom a Balinese style to match the apartment and make a strong impression when you walk in. So we decided to combine wood with textured tiles with micro cement and with this sink, which is also original. This shower also underwent a big transformation. In fact, it wasn't even a shower, it was a bathtub that blocked the door from opening. Therefore, we decided to install a sliding door instead of a regular swinging door. We also removed the bathtub and installed a walk-in shower tray, which we made ourselves, cutting it so the water would drain properly. As I mentioned, we used wood on the front, indirect lighting at the top, and then we had our shower. Well, let's not forget about the shower screen, which is very important. Leaving this bathroom, we find the last room, which is the bedroom with 2 little beds. This is also one of the latest transformations we've done. The truth is that it turned out very original. It's not what you usually find in a vacation apartment. For us, well, it turned out very beautiful. Did it take work? Yes, but not a lot. All these arches are actually made of drywall. We put a double layer of drywall so we could install indirect lighting so that each of the headboards would have lighting, a backlight. And that way it looks prettier and besides it's more practical, right? That way you can use it as a nightlight. A few little decorative touches, painting the wardrobe to give it a whiter tone. Just like we did with the television unit, and now we also have the transformation of this bedroom. I could almost say that this is my favorite room. I don't know which bedroom you like the most, but for me, I could say it's this one. I'm so happy to share this big transformation with you. These 2 years with my family have been tough but joyful. ETIS boom. 2 tough years of renovation, very hard and long, that have made me reflect a lot. Mainly about 2 specific things. First, about the extreme immediacy we live with every day. I get the feeling that everything nowadays is making us put our lives into overdrive, doing things in 5 minutes. And we even have a minute left to have a snack. And let's be honest, I wish everything were that quick and easy, but the truth is that there are things that can't, or rather shouldn't be. Sacrifice and effort almost always come with time. Time that we need to invest to achieve things and then feel proud of ourselves. Many times I repeat the phrase, I'm wasting my time, but be careful with that phrase. Are we really wasting it or are we just taking longer? Because we're putting all our effort and energy into it. This tough and raw side has really slapped me in the face like, hey, wake up. Not everything gets done in 20 minutes. Not everything can be achieved in a week. And hey, I liked it, but I liked it. You know why? Because of the value I now give to every little corner, to every small and insignificant thing that's been done, and the excitement of seeing it finished. On the other hand, and not to make this the big book of Petete, I've realized that in this renovation we've worked more than we've enjoyed. Or at least, I'm speaking for myself and my obsession with work, which most of the time keeps me from enjoying everything 100%. And the thing is, we live as if life were infinite and we're not aware that the most important thing is the here and now. All I have left is to thank you endlessly for being there watching us with your comments, encouraging us. You can't even imagine how happy you make us. I hope I have contributed, even if it's just a tiny bit, a very small grain of sand to something that will get better. Or simply encouraged you to create something new. Well, what do you have planned for this weekend?
We're going to the mountains.
To do a few things.
I'll finish the garage.
I'll play pétanque.
I'm saying it because I have a little project around here. It's really cool, maybe.
Hello? Yeah, I knew I could count on you.
Yes, I'll be right back. Start. Okay.
Glad you remembered the cookie, Angelita.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our social media so you don't miss out on our daily transformations.